Thomas K. Glenn was one of Atlanta's early visionaries who saw its potential to become a great city after the Civil War. Born in Mississippi in 1868, Thomas Glenn was the second of 10 children. His father was a Methodist minister. Glenn attended Emory at Oxford, but left college at an early age to begin working. His family settled in Atlanta in 1887. Glenn played a key role in 3 of Atlanta's most important businesses. He was asked to join the board of Trust Company Bank in 1902, retiring 44 years later as its chairman. He served on the boards of the Coca-Cola Company and the Atlantic Steel Company. In 1908, he took over as president of the faltering steel company and later became chairman. His career at Atlantic Steel lasted 38 years, the rest of his life. Married twice, Glenn had 2 sons with his first wife, Agnes Rowell, Wadley and Wilbur. After 10 years of marriage, Agnes died suddenly. Glenn was left to raise his 2 boys, ages 7 and 9, alone. In 1927, he met and married Elizabeth Ewing in New York City. After their wedding, Thomas and Elizabeth began planning their country estate. They decided to build a grand home in the Tudor style on a 400-acre site 20 miles north of Atlanta in Sandy Springs. The 14,000-square-foot house featured a 34-foot-tall Great Hall and lushly landscaped surroundings with a view of Kennesaw Mountain to the north. The home took 3 years to build. Glenridge Hall opened on October 8, 1930 with an elegant party. The home served as a retreat from the pressures of business and a favorite spot for hunting and relaxing with friends and business associates. Glenn had a keen sense of stewardship and felt a responsibility to give back to the city and state that had been so good to him. He was a strong promoter of Atlanta as a medical center, serving as chair of the Fulton DeKalb Hospital Authority, which was dedicated to indigent care. Glenn gave generously to Emory University, Reinhardt College, and the Rabun Gap Nacoochee School in rural North Georgia. He was a Mason, a Shriner, and a Rotarian, and served as chairman of the board of the Emily and Ernest Woodruff Foundation, founded in 1938. In 1939, Glenn and his sister Flora Candler built Glenn Memorial Methodist Church on the campus of Emory University as a memorial to their father, Wilbur Fisk Glenn. Shortly after the birth of his first grandchild, Frances, in 1946, Thomas K. Glenn died at the age of 75. Today, the grand country home Glenn and his wife built is a private residence for members of the Glenn family. Through the efforts of Glenn's granddaughter, the late Frances Glenn Mason, and her husband Joseph, the house and the surrounding 47 acres have been restored to their original grandeur. Glenridge Hall is listed on the National Register of Historic Places and is open to the public several times each year for civic and charity functions. The estate serves as a fitting reminder of the life and times of one of Atlanta's early leaders, his links to the development of the city, and his contributions to the welfare of its people. The family tradition is firmly instilled in TK's grandson, Thomas K. Glenn II, who received the 2004 Philanthropist of the Year award for his major support of the Westminster Schools and the Center for the Visually Impaired. TK Glenn's legacy of giving back to the community endures.